Okay, so this tutorial is going to be about the height data, how to import it, how to stitch them together, how to crop them, and stuff like that. So there's a source for the Netherlands. It's called AHN. And if you're outside of the Netherlands and you need something, then you can go to the website of NASA. You need to make an account and you can make a selection and download the data there. And it will be sent to you by email. But for this case, we're going to use the Netherlands, and we're going to the same place as our GIS file. So we're going to Utrecht, and I believe we were somewhere around here. You open up, let me quickly check you turn this one off, and you want the AHN2 downloads per kaartblad. And of course we are somewhere in the middle, so we will need multiple. So you click on it and you ask for the not filled up map. Send you to the website, to the download link. You can download it. And we're going to do the same for the bottom part. Not filled up. Hoping I have the correct one. This is a map of 0.5 meters. So every pixel is 0.5 meters on its side. So it gets the height data of that one pixel. So it's pretty accurate. I'm going to unpack this one. Extract here. And extract this one also here. Okay, so when you got these two, you just drag them in. Well, it's going to ask you the same thing again, so here it is. And as you can see, it does not fill up the buildings, so because it's not filled up, so it takes away all the trees and buildings that are in here and treats them as if they as if that data doesn't exist. And actually that data also doesn't exist, because when you click on a building normally it shows no data. So I'm just going to try to show you how to fill those up. So at the first one you're going to, let me quickly see, to raster, analysis, fill no data, and it then asks you about the distance in pixels. So if you take 10 pixels in distance and the map is 0.5 per pixel, it means you'll fill in 5 meters. So we want to make like 50 meters or something like that. No, let's say 20. No, maybe not. We just try 40 pixels of distance. Where are we going to save it? We're going to save to file and to the tutorial height. That's this one, and we're going to call this filled. Save and run. So now it's filling up. You need to do the same thing for the next one. Just takes a while, as you can see. Not sure why though. Just going to quickly pause it until it's done. Okay, so this one is done. Now we're going to do the next one. Fill no data. And we're going to use, let's say again, 40. Save file. And run. So this one is also done. And you can see the difference that it's filled up. Not every one of these are filled up, because these houses for some reason are still open. I think the distance was too short of 40 pixels. So, because if we turn it off, you can see that most of it is filled up. So we want to connect these two together. So like those two go to raster, I believe, analysis. No, then it's somewhere around miscellaneous, merge. You can also type in merge. I have no clue. Input layers, and we want to use the filled one and the other filled one, and select OK. And save to temporary file, save to file, and let's call it just and merged. Press run. It also might take a while. I'm going to press pause. So it has merged, and I believe it also fills it up, but it doesn't fill it up as nicely as the fill no data part, but it's okay. Let me just put it on top. So now we have our H&N map filled up, and you can inspect it with the inspection tool. If you click somewhere, it will say to you 0.7 meters above sea level, 1.8, and so on. So you can select what you want. But what if you have to do this for like a really big area and you don't want your data to get really big? What you then can do is use the PDOC location server and then search for the AHN to 5, so 5 meters. Every pixel is 5 meters. And then the WCS server. If you double click it, it will take a while maybe to load. And you just have to check that it has all the data in it, so 0.6 till 300 and something. It might differ a bit, but this is of the whole Netherlands. So we want to export this view. You go right mouse button, export, save as a GeoTIFF file of our map canvas extent, so what we are seeing in this canvas. The resolution should be 5 meters by 5 meters. And the node data value, I think you might have to play around with this. You can do like 0, -0 until 0, or just both 0 or 0.1. It will just crop out the data that it doesn't have. So we're going to do it and 5. Say yes, I did this, and then press OK, and it's going to cut out that area that we want. As you can see, we can throw out this layer, and now we have a map that's not filled up. In some parts you can use the same process to fill it up again. So that's how you get height data into GIS software. But now you want to give it some color. Let's do that for the more specified one. You double click it. You put the render type on single band pseudo color. This is all correct, and then you give it a color ramp of, let's say, spectral. You classify it, you put it on equal intervals, I believe. And with the plus and a minus, you can give it more numbers. I mean, with classes, you just make it a bigger interval. But I'm just going to do 5. Classify, and I just want nice numbers, so I'm going to put here 28 and here -4. And classify again, and it gives me nice round numbers. If I hit apply, you see that it changed the color, and the highest parts are here, which is actually kind of odd. So maybe if I put this around 5 meters, I'll bring the classes down, -5 till 5, and invert the color ramp because we want red to be high. Classify it again, applies, okay, and then we're going to make more classes in between, maybe 5, and there's where you see that you already get a more detailed map. So this is how you can make it look in different colors. So it's not perfect yet because at 5 meters that's this and that's all red, but you can change the distance between the lowest number and the highest number to get a map that suits your needs. That's about it about the height maps. The next part will be to make contour lines.